Good day friends, CEV Group welcome you for watching this video. Please do not forget to like, comment and subscribe our registered values club for getting all new professional updates. So in this video we will discuss certain special case studies. There will be three case studies which are specially designed case studies. First one is salt manufacturing facility, in which we will discuss how to calculate the value of a salt manufacturing unit. Then we will discuss one economically obsolete industrial unit, that how to you can find out the value of economically obsolete industrial units. And third one is valuation of a drive-in cinema. So these case studies are based upon income approach. So income approach, there are two things which you can do. First one is you calculate the net gross income of the property or from the business which is being done in that property. From that gross income you will deduct the outgoings or expenditures to calculate the net income or net profit, and then this net income or net profit will be multiplied with the year's purchase, from where you will get the capitalized value of the property. So we will discuss all these three case studies based upon the net this income approach method. First one can be done, we will discuss in this example. Find the value of an industrial unit which has been developed as a spinning mill of small size. The property accommodates 1200 spindles and other necessary preparatory machineries which are firmly fixed on the floor. It employs 400 workers. The land is freehold with an area of 26,000 square meter. The built-up area of the structure works out 10,000 square meter and permissible FSI is 0.5. Assume the total life of the structure as 60 years with the age of the building as 40 years. The sale instances of open lands of surrounding areas reflect the land rates from 2500 to 6500 per square meter. Make suitable assumptions wherever necessary as below. Cost of construction per unit 20,000 per square meter. Return as ordinary godown 230 per square meter per month. Usual goings 1 upon 6 of the gross return, where return on investment is 6%. Land rate in the locality is 6,000 per square meter. And another thing is given the cost of miscellaneous items such as water tanks, boring, compound wall, asphalt road, sanitary block, pumps, etc. is 25 lakh. See here, you have to do the valuation of this property. One thing is that these things, you have nothing to do with these things which are given. This is just for reference. Only things, only thing is that machineries are firmly fixed to the ground. They cannot be removed. Second thing is given to you. The total area of the land is 26,000 square meters. See there. Total area of the land it is given to you as 26,000. Out of this 26,000 square meter of the land, over this land, a building of 10,000 square meter has been constructed. So first thing you will calculate the value of this building 10,000. We will calculate the value of depreciated value of the building. First thing you will calculate depreciated replacement cost of the building. Second thing you will calculate, first thing you will calculate depreciated replacement cost of the building. Second thing, encumbered land which over which this building has been constructed. That will be the value of the encumbered portion of the land. Third, valuation of this open land which you will be calculating. So these things you will calculate. And fourth thing which is already given, this value 54 lakh which is already given to you. So you calculate these three: first depreciated replacement cost of the building, then value of the encumbered land over the building has been constructed, and third thing the value of the open land, and fourth thing you add is 55 lakh which is given to you as cost of miscellaneous items. So these are the things given to you. First of all, you will calculate the depreciated replacement cost of the building. Here, certain new things you will learn which you have not done in the earlier examples. So, building value you have to calculate. So, it is given to you as return if this building instead of an industrial unit, it is it is converted into a godown and is used as an ordinary godown. It will give you a rent. You can fetch a rent of 230 per square meter per month. So let us suppose we start off with running a building in industry here. We convert it into an ordinary godown and give it a rent. So the total rent which is 230 per square meter per month, it means total rent per year will be 230 into 12 2760 per square meter. Outgoings are given as 1/6 of this 2760 460. It means net annual returns you will get 2760 minus 460, you will get net annual return of 2300 square meter. Hence, see here, instead of it means by investing uh, in a building for 1 square meter, the cost of which is 20,000. If you give this building on rent, you will be getting this much of a rent per square meter in the form of an ordinary ground. It means yield will be 2,300 divided by 20,000, 11.5%. So if you give it on rent in the form of a godown, you will be getting an income of 11.5%. But from this manufacturing unit, you are getting only a return of 6%. So there is a loss of 5.5% in your income. So 5.5% means 5.5% of 11.5%. Instead of 11.5%, you are getting only 5.5%. So if you convert it into percentage, 5.5 into 11.5, you are getting 48% less return. So it means present use enable the mill to run only earn 48% if instead of it it is used as an ordinary ground. So next thing, so this is your economic obsolescence. Economic obsolescence is 48%. Now we will calculate physical obsolescence or physical depreciation. So here next new thing you will learn a new thing that total life of the structure is given to you as 60 years, age of the building is 40 years, and the future life of the building is 20 years. So we were using this total life and future life to calculate its physical depreciation. For physical depreciation, we calculate YP at 6% for 60 years and YP for 6% for 20 years, which is 16.16 and 11.47. For 60 years at 6%, it is 16.16 and 6, for 20 years at 6%, it is 11.47. So now how the physical and depreciation will be calculated? So you will calculate it life expectancy factor, which will be 11.47 means YP for future life, and divided with the YP for total life, that will give you the life expectancy of 7.71 or 71%. So it means out of 100%, life expectancy is 71%. It means physical depreciation is 100 minus 79, 71, 29%. So this is, in this way you will be calculated physical depreciation. So composite percent also of economic obsolescence and loss due to physical depreciation is 48 plus 29. Total depreciation is 77%. So the value, this is replacement cost. Replacement cost is 20,000 into 1,000. That will be the replacement cost of the building. Multiply it with the depreciation factor, which will be 1 minus 0.77, which is total depreciation. It will be 0.323 into replacement cost. That will give you depreciated replacement cost of the building, which comes out to be 4 crore 60 lakh. Now, next we will be calculating land value. So we have already discussed that we will calculate land value for in two questions. One will be the value of the land which is encumbered by the industry, and value of this will be value of the land, open land, which is not covered, which is not encumbered with the building. So prevailing land rate in the locality is given to you as 6,000 per square meter. You know FSI we know is 0.5. So what does this mean? It means for constructing 1 square meter of built up area, you need 2 square meter of open land. So the return, you know return we have already calculated as 11.5%. So return for on the building at 11.5% from 20,000 per square meter, return is 11.5 into 20,500. It means from the building you will be getting to be 2,300 from the building cost. So this is one thing. Second thing, you know cost of land for constructing 1 square meter of built up area. You need 2 square meter of area. Cost of land per square meter is 6,000. So cost of land per square meter of built up area comes out to be 12,000, and assuming the return at 9% on the land cost. Land cost means 12,000. That means 1,080 is the you need return. So total return is on the building cost 2,300, and from the land 2,000 1,080. So you need a total return of rupees 6,380. So this is the return from the building. This is the return from the land. So you know the total return will be 2,030 plus 1,080. Total return is 3,380. So now we will see how we will be calculating economic obsolescence from the land part. See here, to proportional figure of land from the bare return of 6% would be, so you know this is 1,080 from the land and 3,380 from the building. So multiplied by 6% return, so it is 1.91. It means for 6% bare return, land consumed is 1.91. For 1% land rate bare return, it will be 1.91 divided by 6%, 0.319 or 31.9%. So for 1 meter square of built up area, land encumbered is 31.9%. Hence, the land amount for encumbered portion would work out to be 1 minus 0.319 into 6,000, 4,086. But you know, this is area for 1 square meter of building, you need 2 square meter of land. So, for 1 square meter of land, the encumbered rate will be 2043. So, permissible FSI is zero point 0.5, so total built up area for 10,000 square meter will be 20,000 square meter. It means extra open space will be, so see here, this is important thing, means FSI is zero point 0.5, so building is 10,000 square meter building area. It means for 10,000 square meter you require 20,000 square meter of land. So it means extra total land you know is given is 26,000 square meter, out of which 20,000 is encumbered land, so open land is 6,000 square meter. So for encumbered land rate is, it means for this 20,000 rate is 2043 per square meter, and for this 6,000 square meter rate is 6,000, which is given in the question. So we will calculate the value of encumbered and open land accordingly. So for encumbered land rate is 2043 multiplied by encumbered land that 20,000 square meter. So total value will be 4 crore 8 lakh 60,000, and extra open land which is 6,000 square meter rate is 60,000. So it will be 3 crore 60 lakh. So total value of the land is 7 crore 68 lakh 60,000. And another thing is given to you as for miscellaneous item, the value is given to you as 55 lakh. So you give all the, add all the values, value of the building 4 crore 60 lakh, value of the land 7 crore 68 lakh 60,000, value of miscellaneous items as 55 lakh. So total value comes out to be 12 crore 83 lakh 60,000. So in this way you can find out the value of this economically obsolete industrial unit. Ask in the comment box. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, comment and subscribe. Have a nice day. Thank you very much.